Yes, as I was talking about this demonic gathering, now I spoke about the factors that disturbs us. Why do we gather in unison to destroy the house of God? Remember, the children of Israel gathered together in Rome to destroy Jesus. Jesus came to the city of Jerusalem. He said, "Oh, Jerusalem, the city that destroys its own king, the city that destroyed prophets." Was in a demonic gathering? The people gathered together and turned the house of God into a place of market. And that's what happens today. People come in just because they want to do business in the house of God. What business are you doing? Now I spoke about the factors, and what was the number two? The number two factor was pride. Being satisfied with you and your achievement. Feeling of self-respect and personal worth. What does that mean? That's an ambiguous English. I want to break it down a little bit so that you can understand what I'm talking about. Being, you are in the state of accepting yourself that nobody is equal to you. Be careful, that destroys you. When you've been satisfied, it means you are in that state of accepting yourself that nobody is equivalent to you. Every other individual doesn't count. You are the only man. And let me tell you, if you think you are the only man on the block, you are nobody. Go to the grave. It will show you unfulfilled dreams. When you get to the grave, this is what the grave tells you. Let me give you a scenario. The man lying there will tell you how you are. That was how I was. And how I am today. That is how you will be one day. That is telling you that someday, this carcass that carries your soul and your spirit is going back to the dust. And when it goes to the dust, what happens to you? 1 Corinthians 15:55 going down where it says, "Oh death, where is your victory? How can death not be victorious over you except you know Jesus Christ?" So I'm telling you today to drop your self-centeredness, your egotism, your selfish life, being satisfied with you that you have achieved. You are nobody. People who thought they achieved, Napoleon Bonaparte and others, where are they today? The founding fathers of the United States, Abraham Lincoln and others, are they not in the grave today? All the mistakes they did, according to the book of Ecclesiastes chapter 12, verse 13 and 14, the Bible says, everything will be judged. And when that judgment comes, do you think God is going to look because you were a president? No. It was only an earthly achievement. It doesn't count. The only thing that counts when you had your presidency, did you discharge your duty with the fear of God? Did you really? That is what pride does. That is what pride does. Pride destroys a man. And a feeling of self-respect and personal worth. What is self-respect? I just said being in a state of satisfied. Let me rebut what I just said. When you begin to get to a point wherein you feel that without you, nobody else can live, be careful, you are in a state of falling. It was the same state that destroys Lucifer. Every time you think about that you have been secured and fortified by your wealth, by your acquisition, by your education, remember that there is a warrantor. If God says it's over, it's over. He said in Isaiah 45, verse 7, "I created darkness and I created light. I create wealth and I create disaster. I am the Lord, I can do it." If he does it, who are you to ask him? Nobody else. Now let us go to the third part. The trait of being spurred on by a dislike of falling below your standard. What is being spurred on? Let me tell you, is a form of is a high level of egotism that brings you, and you begin. Let me tell you one thing, is this. we have levels of heights. And when this level of heights comes into being, the world terrorist who we thought was the best terrorist in the whole world, today has been killed. This man was thinking that nothing else can happen. The same way that man was thinking, maybe as you are sitting in your house, you are the multimillionaire. You feel nobody else. But let me ask you, are you really happy? No, you feel you are satisfied, you are not. Deep in your heart, there is something missing. Deep in you, you thought you have made it. But there's a big hole, there's a gap which you want to fill. May I take this honor to tell you that the gap you are looking for is Jesus? May I tell you that? I listened one time to Bill Gates. Bill Gates says he wants to be an ordinary man, but he can never. Why? Because you wanted wealth. And therefore, the Bible says, a man without Christ is Christ-ceased. A wealth without God is like amassing wealth to put an attraction to robbers. Now your life becomes in danger. Can I tell you one thing? Look at these NFL players that are falling every day. Some of them goes broke. Here is Mike Tyson, fired one time for bankruptcy. Why? You will begin to think about yourself. Why are these people? There is one thing I want to say today. They will tell you all the red carpet guys in the movie, some of them are going down. Why? Because Psalm 127 says, except the Lord watch over the city, the watchman watcheth but in vain. It is useless to wake up very early in the morning and get to bed late, for the Lord giveth sleep to his beloved. God does not want you to go broke. He said in Philippians 4:19, beloved, I wish above all things that you may prosper and live in good health. Can pride give you that? No man is an island. No man stands alone. Remember, you were created by God. Now let me round up. In Ezekiel chapter 28 verse 2, the Bible says unto Ezekiel, the king of Tyre, it said, pride have destroyed your life. You thought you were a god, but you are not. You are a mere man. How can a mortal man made in the image of God? The Bible says in the book of Romans 9 verse 21, it says it's in the hands of the potter to make the clay in the shape, some of common use and some of importance. Let me tell you, if God makes you a commoner, if God makes you a gatekeeper, you are more useful, just like the man on the pulpit. Can you serve God in your own area? It doesn't mean that except you get to the pulpit, that's the time you are important. No. Remember, if you are a gatekeeper, before somebody gets to the sanctuary to see the man of God, he sees you first. What is the pride pushing you to? Are you following the statement of the devil in John 10:10? He said the devil coming but for to kill, to steal, and to destroy. Now let me read Proverbs 16 verse 18. So that you can see what the Bible tells you. I'm going to back up from verse 17. Proverbs 16 verse 18. Now I back up. It says in verse 17, the highway of the upright avoids evil. He who guides his way, guides his life. Pride goeth before destruction, a haughty spirit before a fall. Better to be lonely in spirit and among the oppressed than to share plunder with the proud. Whoever gives heed to instruction prosper, and blessed is he who trusts in the Lord. Oh my Jesus. It is very important. How glorious will it be when the Lord lifts you up, just like he lifted up Jephthah in Judges chapter 11. The Bible said the men of Jephthah came to him and said, we are turning to you, they will not turn to you because of their liking. They will turn to you because the 23rd Psalm says, the Lord will prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemy. Remember, there is a time. Ecclesiastes says, there is a time. Are you waiting for your time? No. Pride has fooled you so much that you are feeling self-satisfactory. You are the best. Nobody else. Whosoever that talks is a trash. No wonder your life is as miserable as nobody else. No wonder you are being oppressed. Because by the end of the day, the center of attraction which you are craving for, you cannot achieve it.